Welcome back to the podcast, everyone. Today, Jenny, we're diving deep into a material that's been called everything from a wonder material to overhyped for like 2 decades. But something big just happened that, well, it changes things.
Oh, I know exactly what you're talking about, Mark. Graphene. And for years, it felt like we were waiting for it to truly deliver on its promise. But then, Georgia Tech came along, and, they only went and created the first functional graphene semiconductor. Right?
That's it. Right on the money. And this isn't just another lab breakthrough. This is fundamental. They solved what's known as the Menakar band gap problem. Quote, for 20 years, that was the brick wall holding graphene back from being a true semiconductor. But now, it's not just a semiconductor, it's a graphene semiconductor with 10 times the electron mobility of silicon. 10 times, Jenny.
10 times? That's quite a leap. So does this mean the silicon chip as we know it is on its way out? Are we talking about a complete overhaul of our electronics, like, tomorrow?
It's a big leap, Jenny. Think about it. Silicon has been the reigning champion for over 50 years. But its physical limits are getting closer, you know? Graphene, with that kind of mobility, it potentially allows for computing speeds north of 500 gigahertz. Your current phone chip can't even dream of that kind of speed.
Wow. 500 gigahertz? My laptop barely hits 5 gigahertz. So where would that kind of speed be most disruptive? Are we looking at just super fast AI chips? Or something else entirely, like beyond just processing power?
Well, AI chips are a prime candidate for sure. Think about instant, localized AI processing, not having to send everything to the cloud, but also, quantum computing components, ultra-high-frequency communication for things like 6G, even radar systems for autonomous vehicles. Any place where raw speed and efficiency in moving electrons matters, graphene just opened the door in a big way.
Okay, so graphene's fast. That's clear. But you mentioned something about a potential drawback earlier, Mark. Is its higher power consumption a deal breaker for consumer devices, like my phone battery lasting only 20 minutes because of it?
That's the big question mark, isn't it? At ultra-small scales, current graphene field effect transistors can sometimes have higher power dissipation than silicon. But here's the thing. Not every application for graphene needs to be in your iPhone. What if it's in your car battery, or a pacemaker, or a super-fast chip in a data center? Not every win needs to be a consumer electronics win. And the truth is, R&D is constantly optimizing this. It's an evolving landscape.
That's a fair point. I can hear our listeners already thinking, okay, so it's cool in the lab, but is it actually hitting the market? Like, can I buy something with graphene in it right now?
It's already happening, Jenny. The market is projected to soar from about $251 million in 2024 to a whopping $1.3 billion by 2032. That's a compound annual growth rate of 23%. And get this, the fastest growth isn't even in those high-end chips you mentioned, at least not yet.
Oh. So, where is it then? I would have pegged high-performance computing. Why are EVs driving graphene surge instead of something like processors?
Electric vehicles. Specifically, batteries. We're seeing estimates of 20% faster charging and 15% longer range in EVs that are now using graphene-enhanced batteries. Tesla, for instance, has been deploying graphene-doped silicon anodes in their 4,680 cells since late last year. So, it's in cars, on the road, today.
Tesla's already using it? Wow. That's a big shift from it being this material of the future that's always just around the corner. Quote, so it's not just the lab anymore, it's in actual cars people are driving.
Exactly. And it's not just automotive. Aerospace is another massive area. Airbus is using it in RF systems, cutting the size and weight of their transceiver modules by 35%. Imagine lighter, more efficient satellites. It changes the design paradigm for, spacecraft and aircraft alike.
That's wild. So, from ground to sky. But what about the medical applications we've hinted at? I saw something intriguing about seizure detection. Will medical breakthroughs like neural implants face tougher regulatory walls than something like a consumer EV battery? Because health tech is a different ballgame, right?
Yes, you're right. Medical devices are a whole different beast when it comes to regulation. But companies like INBRAIN Neuroelectronics are making incredible progress with graphene FETs, or field effect transistors for neural implants. Their devices, for instance, can detect pre-ictal brain states 30 minutes before a seizure actually happens, which is
30 minutes? That's truly impactful for someone living with epilepsy. It's not just about speed anymore, it's about providing entirely new capabilities and warnings.
precisely. But you're right, FDA breakthrough device designation is just the first step. Clinical trials, biocompatibility, long-term safety data, there are many hurdles before it reaches widespread patient use. But the sheer potential, is undeniable.
This brings me to another point you brought up, Mark. This idea that the industry has moved past chasing perfect graphene. What does that mean exactly? Is good enough graphene risking premature market hype, or is it smart pragmatism, a necessary evolution?
It's definitely smart pragmatism. For years, the scientific community pursued this idea of perfect graphene, thinking every application needed this pristine, flawless material. But as Amaya Zurutuza, CSO of Graphenia, put it, the era of demanding perfect graphene is over. Quote, we're learning that for biosensors you only need about 5,000 square centimeters/V less mobility, while a logic processor might need 15,000 plus. This tiered quality approach means commercialization in less demanding niches is happening much faster.
So instead of one ideal graphene, we have different grades for different jobs. Could that fragment the industry? Or does it encourage more tailored innovation and, quicker adoption?
I think it encourages tailored innovation and speeds up adoption considerably. It allows companies to get products to market faster, proving graphene's value in specific areas. And that success funnels investment into developing even higher grade material for more demanding applications. It's a stepping stone approach, not an all or nothing gamble, which is a much healthier trajectory for any new material.
That makes sense. It's like you don't need a sports car engine for every car. Sometimes a reliable sedan engine is exactly what you need. So Mark, summing it all up, it sounds like graphene is finally living up to its promise, but perhaps not in the way everyone initially expected. Less of a silicon killer, more of a silicon enabler or enhancer?
Precisely. Exactly. Instead of being a direct silicon killer in every single application, it's carving out new paths and enhancing existing technologies in ways silicon simply can't. The 20-year hype cycle had its ups and downs. But with these recent breakthroughs, especially Georgia Tech's semiconductor, graphene isn't just future tech anymore. It's here. And it's enabling things we could only dream of just a few years ago.
So the new era of electronics isn't just about faster silicon, it's about entirely new materials creating entirely new possibilities. What a fascinating time, truly, to be alive, Mark, and to witness these advancements.
Indeed, Jenny. The future is looking thin, as in atomically thin. And that's all for this episode of the podcast. Thanks for joining us.
Thanks, everyone. See you next time for more interesting tech discussions.